Indeed. All right, welcome to Strictly Football. This is your premier football show, and of course, it comes to you each and every week rather than day. But we certainly hope you've been enjoying what we have in store for you today. As always, my name is Valentine Mabuga, man who never walks alone, and make sure I've got great company to share with you some interesting stories about football with great interest to Zimbabwean football and, of course, the greater part of the world. And let me start on my far right, where we've got Coach Ruben Dutt. Good to have you on the show. Always a pleasure. And today, a Madridista.
Well, I just thought of wearing this jersey just to remind myself of how good Real Madrid were during those years. But these days we are crying foul because of the poor management and poor quality of players that we have. But it's good to be back on the show, and we hope the viewers will enjoy this show.
As such is the twist of football. And of course, the man who's making all of us look uncomfortable, dressed up for this one because it's important. I don't know if he is vying for the PSL marketing executive post that has been advertised, or maybe that is at the Zimbabwe Football Association, which is still the CEO to be appointed as well. We have an acting, I don't know, but young, I like to call him young because he's vibrant, youngsters that we have, and very, very resourceful. And it is Renat Barati. Good to have you on the show as well.
Well, it is a pleasure. Happy to make everybody feel uncomfortable.
All suited up.
All suited up.
Indeed.
All formal, ready to go. If they call me to any office today, I'm ready for that office.
So in case you didn't know that he was in Morocco, today's just made it clear for you that he was there. And I don't know whether he supports Raja Casablanca or not, but if you remember the Africa Cup of Nations 2025 to 2026 was extraordinary, one of a kind. And indeed, on and off the pitch, it was one of a kind. And he's there. And he has been nicknamed, or he is in Morocco as Bivin. If you go to Dubai and Morocco, they call him Bivin, but we call him Bevan Shonorai. Good to have you on the show. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, the pleasure is mine. Just to set the record straight, I did not buy this jersey in Morocco.
Just said
this jersey is actually a present from a certain somebody in Zimbabwe,
right,
who bought it for me in Morocco,
right,
way before, I think a year or so before the Africa Cup of Nations.
Speaking
so,
it
by
you.
The way, this is a Raja Casablanca.
Yeah,
but it has nothing to do with. I just had to make the record straight.
He loves anything green, trust you me. But before we get into that and much more and teasing them and talking about that, let's get strictly into what we are going to be discussing today. And one big topic that we have to touch on, gentlemen, the Premier Soccer League season is upon us, and we're just a month away, I think precisely, a month away before kickoff of the first game. And everybody's asking and wondering, are our stadia ready? And also, we are looking at, the FIFA calendar time that is in March, that is coming as well. Will the Warriors finally play at home? Or again, we have to chase the shadows from afar abroad for us to enjoy them at the world stage or on the African stage, as it were, whether it's Africa Cup of Nations or the World Cup qualifiers, as it were. But let's talk about the National Sports Stadium. And I'm one person who says that we should not really have focused on the National Sports Stadium. We should have gone elsewhere, maybe now Mount Abden, and maybe built a new stadium altogether. If you are serious about football, Coach Ruben, I'm sure it's something that you're very much concerned about.
Home advantage brings a lot of fun, especially to the fans who are supporting the number one national team of Zimbabwe, the Warriors, who makes us worry all the time because they are losing games, because they have been playing home away from home. So having our own home ground is something that is good. The National Sports Stadium is being renovated. Yes, there's nothing to write about or to smile about or to be happy about. We cannot praise ancient things. We need a new stadium, to be honest with you.
But it's getting a facelift.
No, it's not about having a facelift. We need quality. We need something that can be approved by FIFA. Other nations are building way classier stadiums than we are doing. When you
they've
look-
changed the ablution facilities
But my brother,
and the lawn, and they've graded
it's
the
not all
tartan
about
track.
it's not about the law
Mm.
that constitutes to the CAF or FIFA standards.
Alright.
It's about the whole tier at a maximum level that they are looking at. The media personnel, they must have their own setup that is above the standards that
But
are
makaisirwa
required.
kauko kunonzi kuchiko kunoimba madhimbare kunonzi
Tingamire
kana uri national sports stadium inonzi chii that end
Wait.
bay 2 yes
tingamire izvozvo.
Eh,
All right.
kuzuwa
Kuside health chaiyo, you need something that is now standardized according to the years that we are. Today is 2026, and we still think about something that was done in 1989, 1990. It's time to move forward. SRC must do something that is better than this. We need something that is good. For ZIFA, to be honest with you, this one institution that has also let the nation down. They should have acquired land, and land they can be given for free by the government so that they can build a proper stadium that does not involve the SRC. That is only waiting to host team games. Look, it's not Harare hosting the national team. We have this national.
look at the
stadiums.
cricket ground in Victoria Falls.
Yeah, in Victoria Falls, you can have a nice stadium. In Bedbridge, you can have a nice stadium.
Kunopisa
Take advantage of the weather patterns. Then you can win those matches.
By the way,
maplayers
2022 World Cup was in Qatar,
It was what?
which is way hotter than
Is it?
that side.
Yeah, but munogona here kusama aircon. Let me come to you. You are the busybody. You are the younger one with the energy to run around and such.
Yeah.
What is the status now at the National Sports Stadium? Because I think you can give us now so that people understand. Me and Ruben, we're just speaking in terms of what does it mean, and but for you, you've been on the ground. You're watching the progress over time, and some are saying by kickoff of the Premier Soccer League, the National Sports Stadium could be used, and I'm sure Caps United will be the happiest.
Well, from all indication on the ground right now, I doubt that would be the case.
Mm.
Because, well, it seems like they just installed, should I say, it might not be the correct diction, but they have seeded the lawn. But, you know, there is still a long way to go from all that is
The bucket
seems.
seats as
The
required by
bucket
CAF.
seats, yeah, but
The
you
whole
know,
stadium or just the base 17 and
Well,
Bevan stadium today.
the whole
Man's
stadium they
17.
have put those ones on those bays. They have been colored with the national flag.
Flags, oh.
Those are more. of the GIC.
But right
yeah,
round
they are
buckets,
just silver. Well,
They are gray.
They are gray. Yeah,
They look
they
like
look
the
like
concrete.
it's yeah. But
Oh, so when I saw Matois, I thought about it because
No.
it looks the same.
they are installed.
Oh.
My concern now is the B Arena because I believe that is one part FIFA is also about, and we have been investing so much attention on the main arena, but the B Arena, no work is being done there.
Devin, let me bring you because you have had the experience to travel and see, and where are we? What's wrong? Where are we getting it wrong? What can we do right about that in terms of Stadia and the investment that needs to come? I know it's not a ZIFA baby only, but also points to the government as well, and how serious we are about our football in particular, not just football, but sport as well.
No, my take is I think we need to have a relook, as it were, to our sport in general. Yeah, it's not just about football.
Yeah.
It's about the way we look at sport. I've always argued, and I think I've had
They love a
conversations with
multi-purpose. sporting
yeah,
application.
maybe I'll get to that. But I'm saying we have had this conversation before. Most of the guys that you're seeing just milling around, living below who they really are, it's a result of our system not being able to embrace the mere fact that most of these people they will thrive more on a sporting field, be it
Yeah.
a court, rugby field, soccer field, or
Yeah.
athletics, or whatever track, than maybe the academic way.
Yes.
Yes. speaks to our sports policy. And our policy should clearly spell out issues to do with facilities. Do you know most of these guys who say when they watch the game on TV, it's just bad. It's just bad.
The
There's
pitch is
no
looking
color.
yellow.
The grass is brown, yellow, everything. You will fall.
It also goes back to the gray bucket that
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do you put gray bucket seats in the National Sports Stadium? You want to bring color. Look at where they adopted the now colors. It looks nice.
Yeah.
So you probably would have borrowed one of the colors that probably could have gone maybe green or red or even yellow, right, throughout the stadium. You would probably
get color.
You know,
But-
it becomes a bit appealing. But we don't do that. National Sports Stadium, like he's saying, commissioned 1987. But by now, and it was, if you ask me, I think the facility was when commissioned ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Well,
That's nickname, is it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What you need, Gomba. The other one, what was it?
Giant.
the giant
There's
measure.
nothing giant. My guy, believe you me, there's nothing giant about that thing. It's giant when you compare it to the Faro Stadium
Well,
and Chibuku Stadium.
I've got a question. I'm from a generation that didn't see
Yeah,
the
yeah.
giantness
The
of
glory
the
days
nation, the
of
glory
the
days,
facility.
you know. But growing up, I'm a Kwekwe boy from Redcliffe. I know of the Zisco Stadium.
Yeah.
It was, you know, you'd look at it, just the aesthetics. As a young boy, it was really good. What is it that was happening in the past that had us
It had a
having so many?
curator.
Yeah, we had so
We-
many stadiums, Rudaga Stadium, you know, Chibuku Stadium, you name all these stadiums.
I'll tell you what was happening.
What happened that we don't have now, that we are at a point where we're saying we don't
That's
have a
the thing,
single
yeah.
stadium?
We had serious football administrators back then. I hope with the new setup, things are going to change. But over the years gone
From
by,
blankets to the world.
that's it. But over the years, we did not have administrators that were good. Football has become a big business, so
Yeah.
everybody's rushing there. Some are not going there to develop the game.
But to make profit.
Some were going there for just to make profit, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Just, you know, we understand it's also about, you know, lining our pockets and having a
But
life
in
out of it.
journalism, we were taught it is not out of benevolence for the baker to bake bread,
Bread, of course,
but
it's
for the need to
profit.
Yes.
But I'm saying, but here's the thing: what we should, I think, our line of thinking should be, if we make the sport viable,
Yeah.
we stand to make much more. Because I tell you, the football cake is way too, but we are fighting and jostling for crumbs. We have
Yeah.
not even gotten to a point where we are having a peace. These are just crumbs. If we commercialize the game, if we have got the right facilities, you and I are privileged to be in Morocco. My guy, they have got the main arena.
Yeah.
They have got the B arena.
Yeah.
And the B arena, if I'm to be frank with you, no stadium that hosts the
In this
Kasolaka Premier Soccer League matches the
Reaches that
B
level.
arena at Marrakech Stadium. The B
Yeah.
arena. You move there, they've got a C arena. Then they have what they term training ground.
Training grounds.
And I made an effort just to see what the turf is like. The training ground. The turf is exactly what it is in the main pitch. So at the end of the day, these are guys who are so serious. You know, these are facilities you can actually get lost in
Wow.
that stadium. So, but the part is, you go to national stadium, there is enough space for any form of upgrade or development to make the facility a world class. You know, he talks of building another stadium there,
Yeah.
which is okay. I don't have problems.
There are
with that.
already plans.
There are already
Yeah.
plans that were said that the government
Yeah.
is looking at in the new city thing.
Yeah.
What? But I'm saying, before we go there, if you ask me,
Yeah.
let's improve on what we have. Let's make, you know, National Sports Stadium. It used to have teams from Europe coming.
Is the
to
National
play.
Sports Stadium becoming another Zambezi water project? Really,
It
that
can be like that.
pipe dream.
It can be like that. But to be honest with you, yes, we want to renovate these items, these stadiums. Some of the renovations that we've had in the past, especially to the stadiums that we have, look at Rufaro. Was that a renovation or it was just a car park theme that was just being renovated?
It then speaks to the way we do things that we are serious about. I'll ask you, how old Trafford? How old is Anfield?
Yeah.
How old is the now Tottenham Hotspur ground that they improved the White Hart Lane from?
Yeah.
You look at it's a worldie now. When you look at it, it's world class stadium. Probably one of the best in the world. We can do the same with National Sports Stadium.
But now the problem is we are doing it the short way. What can I say? Shortcuts. We are not doing it the proper way. If we want to make it a world-class stadium, it must surpass 2030, 2040 to 2050. It must be looking good by 2060, to be honest with you.
Benabu.
No, I'm saying
because you all attend the South.
Look.
By 2060, it must be.
No, we don't have
best again. But right now, we need a proper stadium.
Listen,
if you say National Sports Stadium, it can be good for us.
No, listen, the problem is, you see, if you have used the right expression, we want us to cut corners, which is wrong. We've got to endure the pain if we're going to have a
qualifiers.
Let us not rush to have. I understand the idea of us playing at home. I understand that. But if you're going to rush, right? So, do you know what's going to happen? You were there when we were at Faro Stadium, when we asked the mayor and whoever was there, what are we opening here? Because we could not even understand what was happening. You get it? So, as much as we want the Warriors to play at home, right? If we're going to have a project, which you say we want to make National Sports a world-class stadium, let's do it the right way. Let's take time to do it. If we're going to rush, yes, we can rush and we can have 3-4 games in the next 2-3 years. It's no longer there.
But why don't we, instead of just going to say with our national sports, we've got even Tawanda, which are being built.
Guys,
we have
partners
there so that we can build Tawanda to be world class, so that we can play our matches there.
Yeah, but well, Tawanda is too small for the national team, if you ask me. What we can do, like you say, we
should have built.
We can still build.
How
many years do you need to build this?
That's what I'm saying. We should have, because Kirsty, when Kirsty Coventry was still minister, that should have been done then, because that's when the crisis was. Yes, it was the sport. That's what I'm saying. That should have been done during that time. I think during a portfolio, that's one thing should have just asked for. Either a multi-purpose stadium, not just to focus on football, but a multi-purpose stadium. That should have, that being a sports person, really, that should have been, that's what should have been asked. We come back, you asked earlier on, Magwizi, why football? With the kind of administrators that we have now.
We have.
Yes.
No, we had. I was specific. Let me be clear. I was specific to say I am hopeful with the current administrators. I say they probably would do things, but you know what?
Because I think what the problem is,
because I'm saying sorry, just to
what I wanted to add, Bevan, the problem is we are giving them too much credit before they do anything.
Very true. But also, and it is.
I hope Ricknell is watching.
Yeah, it has in the past caused.
Yeah, I mean, let's do right about our football. Qualification should not be something that.
Yeah, right now
I mean, half of the continent is qualifying for Africa Cup of Nations, and they go and do nothing. Somebody. That's where the break mediocrity. In as much as it's just money, you can do whatever you want with it. I mean, it's. But what we're saying, what that is the damage that is doing to our football, especially our administrators, because
what is the damage?
No, they end up not delivering, Bevan. You know, sometimes they need.
So you're saying
they need to work. Okay. Let them put the work in. Let's look at the grassroots. What has he done in the year that he has come in? What has he spruced up? Are the systems in place? This is where we should be saying systems are in place, and everything about our football is now, getting into a channel of success.
But I've
I
heard,
think
we have to-
I've heard they want now to say at grassroots level, because usually we had gotten accustomed to a scenario where football is only played in the second term. Now they want it to be played throughout the year. I think these are need their starting, because I'm saying it's just maybe a year.
Yeah,
I'm not being hard on them,
All right,
because
I'm
I want to give them.
I'm gonna touch.
bit of time.
I'm gonna touch on this stadiums thing. Look, we are all looking at the National Sports Stadium that is being revamped or to be done properly. But to be honest with you, you don't start with the bigger elephant. You start with the youngest elephant.
Yeah.
We, as a nation, to be honest with you, we need to start to redevelop the stadiums where football is groomed.
True.
Each and every location, each and every province, each and every rural district area must have a proper playing facility. So that we, in the next years, if we are to qualify for the World Cup or Nations Cup, then we can say we've got a big facility to use. But as long as we are only looking at the National Sports Stadium and PSS or playing surfaces, what about where the players are being groomed? This is the biggest of the mistakes.
Mavaka Pese, like I come from Chitungiza, everywhere we have. I mean, by the way, we are probably close to 2 million now.
Yeah.
It's an estimation. We have one stadium, a dilapidated and out of use stadium. But
whose fault is it?
Local government council, because look, a PSA patakakura chitamba, I can tell you.
They've got bigger problems. Yeah,
but if
list them to other who
but
can do better.
You know what? If
Fair.
if you develop Chibuku Stadium, you create stars, they will invest back home, and the city can develop. You get it? So it was deliberate on town planner back then that we had a ground. We had a ground Zengeza one. Now a car park. I got Bisco my papa side people.
It's castle.
Car park. And it got Bisa. Babe papa, we had the ground Zengeza 2. We had the ground Zengeza 3 that 10 days when it's Zimba man. Like it's like a calf when it's
But I'm told
we have a ground just outside Chibuku Stadium, which should probably be the BRM. May he so rest in peace. The late referee Tafika.
McDonald Chapika.
No, McDonald. Not McDonald.
Oh, it was the referee.
A referee. So he actually blows were exchanged.
Right.
So the only ground that are meaningful unit kunotangira ma profits. Ndipo wanotangira profit yesa wakonjo. Ipapa ku pa unit N rakabako. Ndino ngishanda bana banogara ipapa. Wakadzimba pa ground page. I'm looking at it and saying, jokes aside, I'm looking at it to say, there is a reason why we produced elite footballers back then.
Yeah.
There is a reason. There was order. There were facilities. Put aside the fact that Mam's in alone.
But the facilities were there.
They were Mam a pitch. And we had somewhere to play. Right. So my generation going back, almost everyone could play football.
Yeah.
Exceptionally well. Right. But now you don't have that, because Chibuku Stadium, I mean, the players that were produced in that facility, world-class players probably, but you hakuna izvozvo, because the facility, I mean, to pack a motor on stadium. Exactly. So at the end of the day, as long as like you're saying, it should not just be about National Sports Stadium.
Yeah.
Let's develop Chibuku Stadium. Let's develop Banjura Stadium. Let's develop is in Nqobile. Whatever, that one. Let's develop White City. I was in Laura recently. White City, I mean, you talk about Division 1. It's not even what it was. Right, they have tried, but it's not what it my memory.
There's good space for
Except for development. Yeah, let's develop Baba Fields. Let's develop Luvev. Luvev, I don't know. Please, the authorities. I don't understand what happens at Luvev. 2014, I covered
youth games.
Youth games day. no grandstand, nothing, no shed, nothing. Still that, then Nanas, I don't understand what is happening. It's let's grow.
Coltart.
Let's grow that stadium into look. You know what? You don't want to have complicated architectural designs. No, simple architectural designs like we see. I mean, what's so complicated about that Marrakech Stadium in terms of architectural layout? There's nothing that is. So just do that. Look, the Monaco Stadium. There's nothing. Do that for the Stadium. You get it.
All right, gentlemen. This we can talk about all day, all along, and having spoken about that. I mean, I've touched on it. I mean, the president. I'm sure there's something good he's doing. That's a $250,000 car.
What?
For the good job that he's doing at ZIFA. Are you seeing the progress, or it's not yet tangible for you to see?
You're asking me.
Sometimes for me,
you're more on the grassroots. We want to hear because you deal because that's where we were saying that's where things need to be sorted. Is there activity? Is there change?
The challenge now of those who hold offices in ZIFA is that they do not want to humble themselves. If you want football to grow, go back to districts, understand what is development. Those people in Mberengwa, those people in
But name chedu.
No, I just chinichemunu. Tese tunarisia bore. Remember yo pawakaenda kuchikora vanendera kuchikoro bora ka. Vane zvavakaendera. But vakazoendera maoffice ya mari kuti bora. Kune vanhu vanoita bora because they want football.
Not money.
They don't want money. They want football to grow.
I want to see those ones.
And it. If you go to Highfields, we had Mr. Kadewere, the late may he so rest in peace. That guy was a proper football administrator in terms of junior football. You'd tell what he wanted to achieve with football. He didn't want it cheating. He's somebody who wanted fair play. He brought football it is today. We've got so many other players who grew up playing in the junior football, who played for the national team, who are currently playing in Europe through the implements of his thoughts. If you go to Bulawayo, it's one area that is serious about junior football. And today, it hates me that we no longer have such tournaments as the Peter Ndlovu Under-19 tournament that we used to go. And each and every year that Peter Ndlovu sponsored that tournament, the player of the match will go for trials in Europe.
Yeah, look at how Ali Baba
how many stars he produced, to be honest with you. Well, you come back here.
By the way,
you come back here.
You want to tell him how to use his money.
No, you say some jail.
He must give it to the juniors, not to this.
He must.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
No,
Because he's we have seen his trend of rewarding.
He's rewarding people.
No.
Also.
I do not have any say in who he was to give and who doesn't get. But I'm saying when you say must,
I know that
personally
from me. I mean,
if you're watching this show, please.
He does.
Take a look into junior football. There are people who have been working hard so that talent can be groomed, so that the national flag.
So what do you want him to do when he takes a look?
No, I'm sure he's a benefit of Highlanders.
Yeah.
And Highlanders is turning a century.
Yeah.
One of the biggest contributors to Highlanders' success is Alibaba through his recruitment and everything, and talent identification.
Not Highlanders.
Yeah.
Zimbabwean
football.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Nxa ukuthi lapha sileqiniso lokuthi sifufaka imali tudawisa mari chaipo ukuthi pane appreciation, pane value, pane everything that goes with goodwill. Alibaba deserves.
Yeah,
Bevan, if you look at it, you go kuno coach na coached out, you go to Mbale, you go to Highfield. They even have League Rao Development League. And this league ukatarisa ndore kuti vari kuenda kunotamba bhora kunzi vabereki tinongokumbirawo macoin kuti vafanhu vaende vabereki vachitoti hatina mari. And the burden goes on to these guys that are making an initiative to say bhora rinofanirwa kutambwa nevafanhu. This is the next generation, and these are talented players. And
so Bevan, what he's saying is it's passion before profit.
We are looking at these players, but we are not investing into them. Some of them don't even have shoes, proper football boots. some of them avatorina makids vari kutogoenda vakaskina vari kutoti aiwa imi moskina isusu torwa hembe dzedu, and they are going there to play because they love the game. The moment that we deprive these guys of the football that they deserve, and vari kutambira havasi kutambira in those proper pitches where there is even low.
That's why takuzoramba namagori.
Yeah, look, for me, it comes back to the issues to do with our sport policy.
Yeah.
If you narrow it down to individuals and say,
Magwizi,
if you narrow it to individuals to say, please, donate kwakat, I think that syndrome, even in Africa, is led to where we are.
Yeah.
You get it? We have got to do things the right way.
Yeah.
Resources are there, and resources have to be channeled specifically, you know, from a maybe central government point of view. Specifically, these are for junior development. These are things that should be budgeted for. To say, okay, we are developing, junior sport across the fraternities. To say, if it's individuals, then, like in media, you say, who pays the pipe? It will be, within my terms. We don't want a situation whereby you create those things. What you want is a situation where we have got a specific policy that has got legal backing that says, okay, junior development, we do this. This is how we go about it. What is junior development? Like, it's surprising. You know what shocks me? In Zimbabwe, in most of the things, especially in our sport, we want to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
We want to do things that are out of this world, but the templates are world over. They are there. In fact, we had these templates here working. No team that was in the Premiership back then didn't have juniors. Well, no team. In fact, before any game was played, you would see under 10 to the reserve side. Yeah. So that it was not a shock to see Leonard Siba playing for United.
Because we are used to him.
They were seeing him. And somewhere even Clement said, we have faced to.
Because they know already that he's ready.
He's there. Yeah. You get it.
And he knows the culture of the team also at the same time.
Funny enough, back then, that's why I was saying we had serious administrators of football. Yeah. They satisfied the requirements of CAF club licensing before it was even established in the context that
but now, do you agree with me that those guys, it wasn't all about money for them?
It was. There was passion about it.
So if you love the game, isn't it? And you are in the office for the game, things will gradually improve. But if you are in for the money,
where we differ a bit with this notion, Valentine. Passion alone is not enough. We have got to accept how the world has changed.
What else is needed besides passion, though?
We need technocrats in this setup. What obtained the days of Abu Alibaba, your Never Gombera, we had in Stungwiza, your Murishomanas of this world. Back then, what was happening then is different to what is happening now. Things have changed, right? But that's not to say we have to throw away the passion, because for these things to work, there has to be passion. But my point is, because the game has been commercialized at a global level, it is very, very important, even for the authorities, to make sure that, we can talk to big corporates to say, okay, certain big mobile companies, we need you to sponsor junior football league, and these are the incentives that we give you for that. Go to the corporate or do that.
But it's there.
Go to
servants for
exactly.
for that.
That's what but we're not seeing it being.
The corporate world is not playing ball.
You see, so that is what
whose problem is it now that the corporate world is not playing along? Isn't it the problem of those that should be engaging the corporate world to say which is the mother body?
I will respond to that. If we sit here and solely put the blame on the mother body, I think that would be unfair on our part. I believe in a holistic approach where every stakeholder is involved in this thing. You see, these guys, if you're going to be fair on them, I'm not saying they're doing a great job or what. I'm just saying we need to, maybe, because I think the period is not big enough, maybe to condemn or to then, or maybe to then give a thumbs up. We still need to see. But
At
I'm
what
saying
point are you going to be able to do that?
maybe next year also. Next year, I think it will be long enough
Third
for us to see exactly.
But
Third year,
Bevan,
for us to see. Okay, mapinda makataro muda kuita izvi. And it's
but Bevan, look, when these guys came into office, it's almost a year now.
Over.
Then we had the NC also in office for over 2 years. One of the mandates that they were tasked with the FIFA was to make sure that there is running junior football in the country. And these junior football setups have been running for years and years without any funding from the mother body. To be honest with you, right now I can give you a good example because I'm in Harare. I cannot talk much about Bulawayo or other provinces. Let me talk about Harare. Harare is over 3,000 junior clubs or junior academy teams from districts to provincial. Right. Then you go to ZIFA. Then they'll tell you that they don't recognize these leagues that are there. Then you say these guys that have come through these leagues. You've got Masha Omneti. He played Tinoka Dewere.
Now, almost all of them.
All of them.
All of them, they played. Then you say they just came up out of nowhere. No, let's let's support what is already there. Let us not build new things. Let's support what is already there. And let's have many leagues within the Harare province.
Yeah, I think, but would that not be a recipe for a bit of disaster? If you ask me, I think, whilst I agree, recognition for development is necessary, and if they're not doing that, then really that's a big minus on their part. What I'm saying is we need to have a proper, maybe main league that is running, where teams will qualify into. You get it, and the CAF club says teams to have junior teams.
But Magadaro manja hapana zinotamba.
You will not play because you're not you're not recognized.
Because I think it's 6.
So you should.
I was counting. I think it's 6.
Okay.
It's
okay.
It's okay.
6-team league.
Let's have a 6-team league. If you cannot meet the requirements, just like Valentine, you wouldn't be working where you work if you didn't meet the qualifications and requirements. So if you want to be a part of, say, the Kasolo Premier Soccer League, you've got to meet the CAF club licensing requirement.
If
you don't, you're not
eligible.
Exactly. What happens if you win the league? You don't even.
Can I ask you something, Bevan? Then it comes to Dynamos and it happens to Dynamos. Last year, people were even clamoring that Dynamos must not be relegated while they were playing bad football. The organization administration was poor. They want the team to survive. That's because it's Dynamos. These are the same scenario that will happen. If they don't have proper FIFA organization or structures, then what are we going to do about it when it comes to such a scenario that they must not play?
I'll respond to you. If you're going to correct, because what you are asking for, corrective measures. If you're going to correct any situation,
you have to be punitive.
Not necessarily punitive, but there are legal frameworks within which you operate. If you want to tackle the issue from a moral point of view, where you're saying the team Tavanayo 22 titles and everything, you're not going to get anything done. They have to play ball if they want to be recognized. In fact, here's the thing: if you go back to the years that they established everything, where that they built this legacy, they were being run properly,
and they had
junior football. I used to play in this league anyway, so I know what I'm talking about. Right? We played and we had the fears, right? You get it, but the things were done properly. You get. I'll tell you, I was playing for Cape United Juniors then. Cape United would have an articulated pass throughout Harare, exactly.
Picking up
juniors. We were from Shtungiza. It was not coming to Shtungiza. We were given bus fare to come. What they will tell you is, you're not going to be paid. So we were cool with your orange crush and the Polonian bread. We were cool with that. But because they were serious with junior development, they did that. So I'm saying the templates are there. Let's just go back to there. There is no need to reinvent the wheel.
All right.
But if you're going to do that, Valentine, we cannot be appealing to the moral aspect. Follow the legal framework.
Let me just sum up, gentlemen, what you're saying. You're saying let's go back to the basics. Let's not reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
The templates have already been there. All you need is to modernize with the current trends. Some of the global trends, you can localize them. Localize so that it becomes unique. So I'm sure that's one thing. I'm sure they'll be watching and learning from. I hope they've got ears to listen, not earbuds locked in.
Are they not the ones that called you earlier?
They were, because I had mentioned, because we're live right now. So somebody's, but data say, I'm like, okay, I'll talk to you. But that's the channel that is there. You see, they're watching. And now, let's move on from the administrative part of administering a football, study and everything, and move on and look at some of our players. The transfer closed and in other parts of Africa. Sendami movie Pirates as well had his debut. What's his name? The Masha Monetti moving from Wolves to Paris as well on a loan deal. With no option to buy him, but I'm sure he will go back to Wolves when they are relegated. And we have got Tawanda Chirewa, who has moved to Barnsley. We've got, this was a shocker for me, Munashe Grananga, moving from Copenhagen to Hibernian in Scotland as well. I saw Tawanda Maswanhise, people thinking Scotland. All right, they're moving there as well. And the goalkeeper captain, no, I mean, the captain, Marvelous Nakamba. He has left Luton. He has left Luton on mutual agreement. He has signed for free for that is Sheffield Wednesday, who are in administration. When we say administration, is the team that
minus 7 points.
So that's maybe they're trying to have this Cinderella story, like what Juve did the other time when they were sent to, was it D2?
DJ1.
Yeah, well, it was D2. They had to do twice, isn't it?
Yeah, two leagues.
Two leagues and then come back. Hopefully, Marvelous will be part of that history as well. I'm sure it was in the name to say Marvelous. He could Marvelous back
to be a marvel.
to be a marvel. And let's talk about the movement of these players for Zimbabwe. Renard, let me start with you for now, and look at the movement and the impact it will have on our players. Are these good moves? That some way, like I said, for the short moving from FC Copenhagen to Hibernian in Scotland.
All right, I would first want to start with Tawanda Chirewa, which I believe is a positive move because at Wolverhampton Wanderers, yes, he seems to have gotten the favor of the coach, but was not getting into the starting 11 and was not getting those minutes. Yeah. So now the fact that he has actually moved to a team that is actually active, it will do wonders for him because definitely his confidence levels are going to be boosted. This is a brilliant kid. I'm sure we have seen him from playing at the Warriors. He has been doing some wonderful exploits, and especially his combination with the other Tawanda, you can tell that this player is talented. So if he gets those minutes at Barnsley, then I'm sure that definitely is going
to make a break for him, because I'm sure because opportunities have come. You're from a Premier League side and you've moved into the Championship, and you don't get the minutes again, it becomes problematic for you in the future.
It's problematic because at one point he was at Huddersfield Town. He made an impression there, and everybody thought that after that impressive loan spell, then probably he might get onto something. Then he comes back to Wolves, he gets frustrated again. You know, bench warming is not easy for any player. So maybe if he goes there, maybe the coaches will be like, look at this. This is League One. So if he performs in League One, that doesn't make him Premier League quality. So, it is make or break, like you said it, but he definitely has to step up the pedal because for me, looking at Tawanda Chirewa, my hope for him would not be Wolves, but looking at other teams, start with the Championship, attract teams in the Championship, teams in other leagues in Europe, because Wolves, they have already shown their stance, and I doubt this is.
I've heard some sections of commentators, analysts mentioning that some of the Zimbabwean players should move from England and go to France, Belgium, and other leagues in Europe because they can thrive there, maybe come back to England thereafter.
And I'm sure that you can note that, Marvelous Nakamba at one point at the peak of his career at Aston Villa, then stuff just happens. He goes down the pecking order, out of favor with the coach, everything. Same with Marshall Munetsi. He was at the top of his game the previous season, comes in the other season, out of favor with the coach. Then he doesn't get those minutes. And even if you looked at social media pages, they've got the most. So he was bashed week in, week out. And I'm sure the English league right now does not appreciate Zimbabwean talent. And I'm sure that the error goes wrong from the first time you are representing Zimbabwe. There is an error there. And probably for them to excel, I would want to see our players going to other leagues, maybe even stay there. Don't bother about coming to England. Yes, they say it's the highest level of football, but play in your La Liga, play in your League One, play there, play in Belgium, play in the Eredivisie as well, play there. Those are good leagues because they do appreciate your talent. But now when you come to the English Premier League, well, it is not just a big boys league in just that it needs brilliant players, but also you really have to look into these technicalities because almost that is form for Zimbabwe always flops in England. Not flop in terms of form, but just going out of favor with the coaches.
I think I would tell Marvelous to they've gone. I will phone a member. Member. Teenage estates. I will lapeng abuya khona ngizoshaya imali la. Right, your take. Different players in Sendami, at his debut, decent one.
I think from Sendami, the 15 to 17 minutes that he played, the coach just wanted him to feel the game also, and also to integrate him with his new teammates. It's not easy, especially when you're coming from Marumo Gallants to join Orlando Pirates. The pressure that side is so demanding, and his performance, even the coach was satisfied and saying this is a huge step forward for these guys that are coming in. There's new stuff and this with you, especially like what you said. If you're a Zimbabwean playing for Orlando Pirates, in the past we've seen it. A few have managed to please the fans and also the owners of these teams. But when you're playing for Kaizer Chiefs, if you're playing for Kaizer Chiefs and you're a Zimbabwean, then
you're okay.
You're okay. They love you to beat the pieces.
Pirates,
but with the Pirates, it's a little bit of complicated. But I believe with the performance that he showed during the home game that they won 2-0. It was great, and
it's a good move for him because Pirates are also in the Champions League and they're on different fronts. They
not
are
just for him, also for the national team. Because the more he plays in the African Safari, the more he gains, the more exposure and becomes a better player also for the national team. And we're looking at Tawanda Chirewa moving from Wolves to Banzi. I think it's a great move for him so that he can, because there he was just a bit part player. Maybe some one week he's not playing. He's always on the bench. He's playing 10 minutes, but they 5 minutes. All right, tops.
Tops.
All right. There you start from the start and maybe play around 75 minutes to 90 minutes, and we hope and pray that he improves also on his attitude on and off the field. That's the most important thing. sometimes if you
I didn't want to
sulk-
say it, but I think that's where his weakness
yeah,
lies.
if you sulk and you are given the time to play and you don't produce the result, the door will be shown
Sure.
at you. This is something that he needs to work on. He needs to humble himself, and he just needs to let his talent speak for him, and then he just needs to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Then if I'm looking at
Our captain figure.
I know the captain now touching me at another stage, Garanganga. I think there is a certain period of your career that when you think you're at your highest level, playing at Copenhagen in the Champions League, and things are not going well for you, it is time also to look at your age and say, why can't I just go there and have more
Take a
game
back
time
step so that I have 2
I
steps
can
ahead.
also play more and prolong my football career. Then if I'm going to touch to the former national team goalkeeper, national team captain, the diving goalkeeper, I think because he's coming from Luton, we've been doing badly. And at Luton, he played only 4 games this season. And prior to that, the last season, he has suffered so many injuries. And then he has gone to Sheffield Wednesday, a team that is fighting relegation already because of
Administrative issues.
administration. Kune ava vanenge vasinganzwi bhora zvokureva kuti timu hainanga China.
Oh, anyway, but I'm sure.
All right. But in terms of game time, I think it's a good move for him because he's now playing in the championship.
Yeah, he needs more game
He
time
needs more game time and
to show his talent.
Yeah,
But just for
the
the
reason why
future.
they've taken him, they know he has the experience in that league. In that experience, it will help the team whether to survive or to sink. But I just wish him all the best, no matter how bad the heart attack for my health, the BP. After that 2-1 defeat,
he's forgiven.
it's forgiven. It's past.
But I don't know, it was with the goalkeepers.
But Abanda Gumuisha all the best because we want him also to soldier on.
Bevan, I know you've consumed what everybody has analytically said about the player movements of foreign-based Zimbabwean players. I didn't want us to touch on the local because we always do. We always touch, but those that are abroad.
Well, like what this alluded to, I think whenever a player move that allows him to play, that's what first is probably the most important. If you're playing, you can stay at a club for prestige sake, but what does it do to your career then?
Yeah.
So if you're going to move and you get a chance to play, it is good. Look, Garanganga, for example. Moving to Scotland is probably closer to the EPL than being in Denmark.
Yeah.
So even some championship teams will be watching, and if he puts up maybe a few good performances, he's positioned himself strategically to. And by the way, age is still on his side. He can and he's got the right frame and technical ability, so he can move. So I think it would. It was a good move on his part to go where he's guaranteed of game time he's playing. That is good. And I don't have anything to say about Chireo. I think it's the same. He needed to play
Get more time.
Yeah, you go then for Marshall. It was okay. Marshall, for me, I would think he should make the move permanent.
Yeah.
It will.
For reasons that history has shown, he thrives more.
Because if you look at his debut, trailing 2-0, came in, turn around of the game, won the penalty as well for the side.
So it's a league that thrives. He's built for that league.
Yeah.
What his attributes are meant for that league. So I think that's a good move that he made. And maybe just to touch a bit on the issue that you alluded to, where Zimbabwean would probably seek fortunes elsewhere. I would concur with that because, like we have said, Zimbabweans are like Brazilians. It's about the technical ability, it's the skill. You're not going to have a robot that you're going to input stuff, say 10 right, 10 left, do this. You don't get you don't get the best out of them. look at your Chirewas. It's in the DNA.
Yeah,
You
Zimbabwe,
look
that
at-
boy, you can
look-
tell.
Look at
Look at man.
look at Maswanhise. Exactly. Look at Maswanhise.
Yeah, Rachel.
You know, from nowhere, you give him the ball. Wah, 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 bam, the guy scores. Because exactly, that's what the DNA is about. So what you look at, if you go out there where the game is not as mechanical, for the lack of a better word, as it is in England, where it's like playing FIFA. It's calculated. You know, but there are certain leagues like the French league, a player is able to express himself. Look at how Jordan Zemura thrives in Italy, because there is space, there is room for him to be expressive. So I would concur. If they move out of that, when they probably are at a certain stage, they could probably come back, and who knows what can happen. But I think they should seek their.
So EPO is a retirement plan.
Not really, because it's probably the most competitive. But then again, the nature of the game is proving to be something that is probably not suited to the kind of players we have now. Unlike the era of your Benjanis, they were made for such a league. But now you've got highly skillful ones who thrive on other things, maybe their physical. Exactly.
Let's come back home and touch on the few transfers. Big surprise. I'm shocked Dynamos let go of Temptation Chiwunga and he's gone to Chicken Inn. And also the boy who finds himself in a Jean-Philippe Mateta kind of scenario is one Vusangwenya, who is now not wanted by anyone now. This juncture bought by Scotland. Coach says, I don't think. I think I've got better players in that position. Not that he doesn't want the player, but he's got better players in that position. And you'll never get a genuine coach like Norman Mapeza who will tell you, frankly, you know. And what does it mean to the young man, Bevan? I think it complicates his life now. Will he go back to Dynamos? Will he go on loan? He now still loan. Because we thought Nqobile, if they get the Nqobile hunters, if they get that engagement, if they get that engagement going, and then, but they're also saying we've got enough in that position.
But one thing about Vusa is you cannot doubt his
ability,
talent and his abilities. He's not one player who's not going to carry a team. I think what he needs now is to understand what exactly the situation is. If he's not going to be at Scotland, which is
most likely,
well, not most likely, which is the case anyway. And if he's not going to be at Nqobile, then he should talk to these guys and move elsewhere. Even if I don't know who represents the boy, they can come to a mutual agreement and save the ties, terminate the agreements that they have, allow the boy to go. Is him going because this is
career.
The best environment for him to make the most out of it is the one that you'd probably look for. Then you go if then it comes to a point where he has to trace back his roots to Dynamos, I think there's no shame in that. He has to do even going on and go to Islanders. He can still go.
What advice would you give the young man? I think he might be frustrated right now, and it could affect his career. And is one we thought it potentially could be a very good player. You're right.
And the moment you want to coach and school kushanda nini. Zvandunoita sikubvumira
asiri zvangu
I doubt one coach.
Because sometimes the boy is talented. The talent is there. But you know, a coach like Norman Mapeza, good coach, to be honest with you. He is a good lad because akaudza munhu chokwadi anoda kumutenderera. Anoda muisira nguva yake. Papa ndichienda kuMombeaura yabva tisikuda but iye futi anga tsikadi kuenda futi Mombeaura boys ngari division 1. Ndiye akatanga kuramba Mombeaura boys ngari division 1.
All right. All right.
Now wapa nzvimbo yakadai so, like what Bevan said, either you ask for a loan back to Dynamos. You beg Rakongora Bachipo Wakupi, Scotland, and it was a contract to Dara. Onotamba Bravo Dynamos usina pressure, uchenda ku training. What some of the things within Bafana Vedala Vipora. Tuma all field tactics to our
Right.
To not chicken munzeve coach. Sakatoka coach has got nonsense. Some of the things that we need to tell these youngsters, and they are telling vanina did streets morning so that mukwanisa kushanda nemakochi dzavo mune zvakanaka because hakuna coach anoda vana maplayers no matter how good you are as long as you're off the field track is not good. You would want you to be part of the team.
Renat, Temptation Chonga pains me that he has left Dynamos. I mean that's a player, and it's a game for Chicken Inn. And I mean him playing for a coach like Todera Ndiraya, he knows how to play those kind of players.
And I know Tonderai probably made this a strategic, in quotes, a strategic move in bold as well, because probably he's aiming at something. This is a guy that was recently at Villarreal, just learning the game from the European aspect. And, this guy has won the league 2 times in a row.
Different teams. That's history, isn't it?
A hat-trick with a different team. That would be awesome. So temptation is really a war that with the Kanatina ya baba, very easy. So probably his defense is solid given the men. Of course, it will go down to the combinations. But for Dynamos now to lose a player of that caliber, that screams a lot of problems for them, because this is someone who's tried and tested. The experience is there, and everything that you want in a player, Temptation carries it.
Hey, yakali Dynamos yami, yakali Island yami. Lungisan sizabona, but this is I know you can't. I never do.
I wanted to say the grapevine has it. Now you want to hear.
Yes,
the grapevine has it. His departure is not really. Because his grapevine says the guy is said to have asked for his dues. And said no. But they actually lost a very good player. And one, you know what, you need to have cover and experience in the middle of the park. So.
Dynamos lost, Chicken Inn's gain. That's how we close it right here in today's edition of Strictly Football. Let me thank my panelists of 3 astute gentlemen that never mince their words. They say as it is, whether they're joking or they're serious or they mean it or they don't. But one thing for sure, they bring the facts to the ground. I certainly hope you did enjoy today's edition of Strictly Football. I must thank Coach Ruben Dart for making time and coming through. And I hope, you'll be winning more games as Real Madrid in the future.
We hope so that we don't get to fire another coach before the season ends.
And of course, Renat, I hope you're putting up. It suits you well.
Well, my worry right now is the stadium. But anyways, we move.
Bevan, the machine is well old and it's green, and I hope you'll be having much to give us in the future.
I have no idea what machine you're talking about, but what I know
we
is
got Casablanca.
Casablanca.
okay. Yeah, this one is it's okay.
Yeah,
But it's always a pleasure being here, and we'll always make time to talk about nothing else but the world's most beautiful game.
From the crew behind the scenes, Innocent Mayenga, producer, that is Skilda Makona, and the camera persons, thank you very much for making time and being with us on today's edition of Strictly Football. My name is Valentine Mabugo. Till next time, keep it Strictly Football, nothing else, and we'll be having fun together right here, BC Entertainment. Say, Kuiba.
Camera present, seriously, I am the freaking editor.